Decentralized Pictures Talent Cast, and in studio today we have Morgan Gabereau, the creator of the Bell House London Film and Television Residency Award, featured right now on the Decentralized Pictures platform. Good to see you, Morgan.
Good to see you, Matt.
Yeah, so this is awesome and exciting new award on DCP. So to get us started, tell us a little bit about yourself, just a short intro, and how did you initially get connected with Decentralized Pictures?
Right. I'm a filmmaker, so writer, director, producer based in Vancouver and London. And so I split my time between the two. I first discovered DCP essentially through my social media feeds and trade magazines and stuff. Um, and then I connected with Mike and Leo online, and we arranged a Zoom. Had a good chat. Seemed to have pretty good rapport. I told them that I thought what they were doing was really innovative and refreshing, and kind of the future of making movies. And then we coordinated when they launched DCP in Cannes in 2022. We met, and I just really liked their whole spirit, and so we kept in touch. And then I became an ambassador, and just became more interested in the technology behind the platform and how it was really starting to be at the forefront of a lot of disruption in technology and media, and that's my background. So I was very happy to become more involved, and then I just sort of became it almost by osmosis. It became my my virtual studio. I just saw a lot of projects coming online, and I thought, wow, this is like great development. Development and production are my two key areas of focus, and I just found it hard to not participate in the community. So just became part of my daily routine, and having left London at the beginning of the pandemic to return to Canada, I stayed in touch with a friend and business partner named Angus Hampton, and he's an economist, an investor, and a philanthropist, and he likes to put this at the forefront of his labels, volunteer. And he'd orchestrated purchasing a historic house in London, in the neighborhood where we both lived. And I met him, and I thought, wow, this is really great. And he just purchased the house, and he was doing a lot of renovations, and he was opening it up as a community center, which I thought was extraordinary because it was a substantial investment. He created an educational foundation. And then he just started inviting the community in. And so I told him about my background. We kind of agreed to set up a film group, and it just sort of blossomed from there. That was around the time that I also met Mike and Leo, and I just put the two together, and I thought, wow, this would be really great. I've been involved. The Canadian Film Centre in Toronto is located on a big estate with a big mansion, and became a really. It was set up by Norma Jewison in the 90s, and I'd been around that initiative, and I'd been working with foundations, and became really interested in how foundation and major gifts could be kind of brought to bear on media production and creation. And so everything was just kind of converging, and so I proposed it to Mike and Leo. They floated it with the board, and the board seemed to like it, and so here we are.
Awesome. Well, that's a perfect segue into my next question. So appreciate that background, kind of lays the foundation for us. So tell us about the Bell House Award, and why you created it, and what makes it so unique.
Well, throughout my career, I found the pitfalls of development were at every turn. So I always became frustrated with the gatekeepers, and that was something that DCP was really trying to address. And variety of disruptive developments in the media sphere. I just felt as though some type of support bridge or greenlighting development award would really help somebody out there with a passion project that's either been sitting around or that they just wrote in a flurry,
Mhm.
and that had sort of editorial merit and could conceivably benefit from some industry support. And the foundation world is quite a good place for that. And we've constructed the award so that it's open to English language feature
Mhm.
screenplays, limited series, and or treatments. And so we haven't chosen a genre. The TV Foundation, which is the consortium of all broadcasters and streamers in the UK, came on board, which was quite a shot in the arm for the architecture of the award. And that'll be the beginning of the award. Will take place at the Edinburgh Television Festival, which is the biggest television annual market in the UK.
Awesome.
So, all the majors are there, and we will. So the awardee, I'm producing the award, and I'll work in close conjunction with the resident. Uh, and so we'll have sort of subject specific broadcaster coordinated meetings. I just felt like there was room for legacy media here.
Mhm.
As much as linear television is contracting, there's still substantial amount of money in the system, especially in Europe. Europe has a very large public broadcasting system, and it's needing innovation, and I was seeing a lot of kind of lethargy in the sector, and I thought,
Mhm.
wow, it would be just great to fuse this and kind of maybe broaden DCP's remit into Europe. So yeah, I mean, we're pretty excited. It's a 2-month submission window. It'll be a
Mhm.
quick turnaround on the decision, and then within a month, you'll be sitting in front of broadcasters. So right now, awareness is the big thing. I realize it's quite a substantial uh, um, amount of work to do in order to submit. So we're kind of hoping that people are dusting off their screenplays right now,
Sure.
and that they'll get their material in soon. We've had one submission, and there's no minimum, but we're hoping we can get as much as we can, because even though we'll look at the top five,
Mhm.
the slate is not just going to be discarded. I really want this to become part of a much bigger, to use the dreaded term, pipeline, where we can possibly work with people who don't necessarily win the award, but we hope it's going to be a reoccurring award. And if we can draw a bit more, we might even build on the award in the next couple of months. There's some organizations that
Mhm.
have expressed interest, so the award could become um, uh, sort of scale up a bit.
Awesome. That is great stuff. Now, when is the closing date for this award?
It's July 7th. Then there's a
Okay.
week of review, and
Okay.
we'll make the decision in mid-July, and that should give whomever a month to sort of get organized. And now I realize that it's quite a bit to sort of up sticks and move to
Sure.
London. But you get a big mansion for 2 months free.
Sounds
uh,
pretty
you know, we're
nice.
we're not ticking boxes here. We're making sure that we support the awardee in any way we can. There are large meeting rooms, and we'll be bringing in distribution consultants, producers who've recently had series television on the BBC in particular,
Mhm.
um, and some sales agents. So the project will be supported from an industry mentorship perspective, but we hope to have a couple of substantial additions to the award before it ends.
Excellent, excellent. So my next question is kind of a broader question, and kind of the what we're trying to build at Decentralized Pictures. uh, democratizing, decentralizing the filmmaking process, and providing an opportunity to voices, to talents that may previously in the traditional system were unheard. And I think that this award beautifully speaks to that. And something else that I love about it, and we chatted for a few minutes before we started this interview about some of the legacy, let's just call them juggernauts that are supporting awards with Steven Soderbergh, Kevin Smith. It's so amazing that they're leaning into a platform like Decentralized Pictures. But I think it's really cool too that there's individuals like yourself that are creating these grassroots movements and these amazing awards that has prize money attached to it. Residency. Creating that space to be creative, and then also there's a tail to this where they're to lead into pre-production, and who knows where it goes from there. So how does this award, do you think, fit within that broader, as everybody likes to call it, this Film 3, this new space of filmmaking? How does this kind of contribute to the growth in Film 3?
Right. Well, the term for me is appealing. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's still a little bit of a moving target. What I really liked about DCP is that it was launching with a hybrid model. So there were cash awards, and the token values were something that really appealed to me. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought that they had given Leo, the engineers, a lot of thought to how this should work, and I think um, right now the community seems to be growing. I think the monetization and valuation of things is not keeping pace with, say, I don't know, developments in AI.
Mm-hmm.
There are valuations that are uh, disconnected, and I really feel as though you know that this is the future of media monetization and allowing creators to um, make a living, frankly. And I didn't, well, Film 3 is largely a technological term. What I wanted to do with the Bell House Award was give it a little bit of bricks and mortar, and not forget that we all kind of are sentient beings walking around, and not just being manipulated by pixels and algorithms. I'm still I'm speaking to you from the Cannes Film Festival, and this
Right.
is kind of the home of the legacy media,
Sure.
and it's quite it's amazing. I mean, it's the greatest showcase of film in the world, and
Mm-hmm.
yet there are a lot of films here without distribution, and there still is a whole system that is struggling, but it's functioning. And Francis Coppola gave a press conference after Megalopolis, and I was really struck by what he said about how the studios are functioning. Because let's face it, I mean, they do control a lot of how programs, films, television series, etc., are distributed. And he said that he felt as though they were just sort of entities that were servicing their debt. That was their kind of um, reason for being now, because ultimately those obligations need to be met, but they're making decisions on that. And it really struck me as such a wise statement. And I mean, he's obviously operating at the top of his powers at the moment, and but it's an independent ethos, and that rings true right through to the DCP community in my mind. Um, and it's not it's my belief that this community can really even gel further and collaborate and become a quite a potent force.
Well stated, Morgan. Yeah, absolutely. We are on the front end of an industry that's ripe for disruption, And I think that awards like this are going to continue to move us forward. So thank you again for joining the DCP Talent Cast, and amazing awards. So please, filmmakers, screenwriters, go out there, check out the Bell House London Film and Television Residency Award, supported by Morgan right here. Thank you again. And then we also have some other active awards right now. We have the Keslow Camera Award, Roman Coppola's That Film I Made, Fujifilm Aspiring Filmmakers Award. This is the second award from Fujifilm. And then, obviously, last but definitely not least, the Andrews Bernard #3 award, supported by the one and only Steven Soderbergh. So check those out at Decentralized.Pictures. So
One
thank
thing
you again. Go for it, Morgan.
On the eligibility front, we're looking for all English language screenplays and materials. So if you don't live in the UK, that's fine. We won't cover travel costs, but you can use the cash award, which is £2,500 towards travel if you wish. And then the other thing is that we won't take responsibility for any visa requirements, but you can come in as a tourist because it's only 2 months. So that shouldn't be an impediment.
Okay, perfect, Morgan. Yeah, be sure and read all those terms and conditions. T's and C's matter, but it's all out there right now on the award at Decentralized Pictures. So thanks again, Morgan. Be sure and go check out the Bell House Award and the other awards that are live right now at Decentralized.Pictures. Good to see you, Morgan. Thanks again.
Yeah, great. See you too. Bye.